This is our final project from English number 4 with the teacher Obnerys Dominguez, and we are the group number 5, and we are Maholy González, Daniel de León, and Liza Sanchez. We hope you like it.
Human activities has altered almost 75% of Earth's surface, squeezing wildlife and nature into an ever smaller corner of the planet and increasing risk of chronic disease like COVID-19. The Sustainable Development Goals are a call for attention by all countries, poor, rich, and middle income, to promote prosperity while protecting the planet. They recognize that ending poverty must go hand in hand with strategies that build economic growth and address a range of social needs, including education, health, social protection, and job opportunities, while tackling climate change and environmental protection. More important than ever, the goals provide a critical framework for COVID-19 recovery. Nearly all the countries in the world have promised to improve the planet and the lives of citizens by 2030. They have committed themselves to 17 life-changing goals outlined by the UN. These global goals, also known as Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs), include ending extreme poverty, giving people better healthcare, and achieving equality for women.
The Sustainable Development Goals or Global Goals. The Sustainable Development Goals or Global Goals are a collection of 17 interlinked global goals designed to be a blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all. These global goals include ending extreme poverty, giving people better healthcare, and achieving equality for women. And these SDGs, as we call it, were set up in 2015 by the United Nations General Assembly and are intended to be achieved by the year of 2030.
Life on Earth, number 15. Protect, restore, and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems. Sustainable manage forests, combat desertification, and halt and reverse land degradation and halt biodiversity loss. But the real question is, why are we doing this? We are doing this because we want to conserve our terrestrial ecosystem. Since we share the island, it is important for both of us to conserve it in order to continue sustaining ourselves from it. Collaborate together to improve and make it more sustainable for both countries.
Project, we have chosen these two countries, Haiti and Dominican Republic, to work with our goal, that is life on Earth. In this case, we think that the ideal country to work on this issue is Haiti, because in addition to sharing the same land space, it presents the same difficulties as the Dominican Republic, and perhaps in more of a developed way. We observe this clearly on the water, as the picture we can see here, where the deterioration of the forest areas is visualized due to the planting of avocados to commercialize, among other species, which have taken away from the land in this area. Much of the pressure comes from Haiti, where 98% of the territory is deforested, and still the use of charcoal from trees represents 60% of the national energy production. So we are affected by this thing with the Baruca mountain range, which has remained largely forested throughout its history. It's a new source of charcoal for Haiti, attracting illegal groups to the mountains and creating an illicit charcoal market that is drastically accelerating deforestation in our country.
Areas affected in Dominican Republic. Among the most affected areas are the most populated, such as the province of Santiago de los Caballeros, Santo Domingo, Port-au-Prince of Haiti. This is due to the large amount of carbon emission emitted by the ecological footprint of people that directly refer to our environment and the most overexploited agricultural areas, such as the Cibao region. One factor to take into consideration is the environmental pollution that occurs in Haiti. Cities such as Cabo Haitiano and Petit Port au Piment have a large piles of garbage. The institutions in charge of making change are the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources, the Ministry of Tourism, and the Ministry of Agriculture. Unfortunately, the work that they have been doing to this day is not enough.
Objectives of the action plan. First, we want to identify and publicize the importance of green spaces and raise public awareness about the importance of caring for green spaces and the use of it. To turn social networks into a channel of defense for the environment, where this tool is integrated into the daily life of many. Develop an advertising campaign that doesn't integrate expenses of any type of material or that disturbs the same green area. Use networks as a means of influence which have taken center stage in this post-pandemic moment in order to connect and carry information in more transparent ways.
Our action plan is based on three basic steps. Work on the goal in both countries, create a plan that involves the general citizens for the afforestation of needed areas, and develop an educational plan. But the real question is where, how, and for what. Where we're gonna do it. And we thought Santiago de los Caballeros, Santo Domingo, Port Príncipe of Haiti, and the border of countries that are the concentration of most of the people in these countries. How we're gonna do it? We will do it in a direct way where we will make a page, social media, that promotes the use of the parks and green areas with the interactive activities that bring the community together, and with information such as those present above of the benefits of green areas, using the time of isolation as a factor, making people wake up and realize the seriousness of this issue. But for what? Well, to create an awakening in the people who have neglected these green areas, which many people would like to have. So this is the Instagram Un Plan Verde. Using Instagram as a means of dissemination, a page is created to promote the use and care of green spaces, in which a series of hashtags are created to help the promotion and to span the public more quickly. Plan Verde, environmental awareness, and take care of our space. The plan is to start with the social media and then little by little start with the work in person and uniting all of the people that are involved in this project to plant trees and to reforest some of the most affected areas. But first, create the conscientization in all of them.
The challenge of this educational plan are centered at maintaining the interest of the community, prepare a team willing to work in the affected areas, obtain the trust and authorization of the institutions in charge, carry out all the objectives set, encourage the community to take care of the environment, promote or campaign and publicity your goals.
Benefits 1. Increase citizens' environmental awareness. The best way to raise environmental awareness is to be in contact with nature. In cities where concrete dominates, daily contact and interaction with the green spaces around us make us more aware of the importance of taking care of it. For children living near parks, it is better than environmental education class. They integrate as part of their lives. 2. Decrease violence. An interesting line of research relates violent behavior to the lack of these places, proposing a greener urban landscape to combat it, according to a survey by Temple University in the United States. Create ecological awareness. All studies indicate that one of the most important things when it comes to creating ecological awareness is to be able to experience nature, whether at home, in parks, or in the mountains. Living nature and being in contact with it is the fundamental factor that makes us care about it and try to conserve it. With classes or just explain it is not enough for children to understand the importance of conserving nature, living it and loving for example, with urban green areas is what will create that awareness.
In conclusion, the Hispaniola is the second largest island in the Caribbean and the most important importer of natural resources that in the whole world are limited. Being this sector and tourism one of the attractions of your island, in the long term it will be seriously affected by how neglected your lands are due to the overexploitation of this resource, pollution, constant deforestation, and the massive consumption and waste of water. From these actions, we will be ending not only your economy, but also your ecosystems, and a consequence of this with your planet. With a well-structured education plan and with specific, measurables, and achievable objectives, we can raise awareness in your community and subsequently the rest of the inhabitants to eradicate acts that are your environment.